When I knew the game was over, I knew that the game had changed for the first time when I jumped in a Tesla, a brand new Tesla. I jumped in this Tesla and because I remember points in time when the game has changed.
Yeah.
I'll give you another example. I remember when the iPhone 1, the first iPhone dropped.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember just the ease of usage and how seamless it was. And I remember saying, this phone is going to kill so much brands.
Nokia, or Nokia as the foreigners would
now
say.
It's just Samsung, iPhone. You
Yep.
got other brands, but most people have a Samsung or an iPhone now.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
iPhone literally killed the game where Samsung were the only ones who could keep up. BlackBerry dropped out. Nokia dropped out. All these other man. Remember LG dropped out. I know they still make phones, but
Philips. Remember Philips was in the game. Ericsson.
Gone. Siemens.
Yeah.
Remember Siemens?
Yes.
Remember Sony Ericsson?
Mm-hmm.
All these companies are dropping out. And if you look at the companies that dropped out and you check it, yeah, because I'm a techie, I'm a real techie. When you check it out, the companies that dropped out of the race are the ones that were spread thin.
Yes.
So if you look at Sony have a business that they're making films, they're making video cameras, they're making TVs, they're making walkie-talkies, they're making a million different products. Whereas iPhone, that was the number one product driving the company forward. Yes. Yeah, they make Macs, but how different is a phone to a Mac? My phone is like my Mac. Because most things I can do on my phone, because I got a top of the range iPhone, I can do on my Mac. So what I'm trying to explain to people is the companies that were the specialists, Samsung have a team that they just go hard for phones.
Yep.
That's why the S22 for me, probably one of the best phones. I mean, I haven't used it day to day, but probably one of the best built phones to up to date. So what I'm trying to explain is the world's changing. Right before our eyes, the world's changing. And when I jumped into that Tesla, I remember just thinking, it's game over. The new Mercedes interior.
Oh shit.
Look at the new ones that are coming out. Look at the new look at the S-Class.
The S-Class, man.
Look at the new E-Class coupe. Look at the new C-Class. Look at the interior. These are spaceships.
Yeah, man.
So what I'm trying to say is that's how they're running it now. There's no more things have changed. And even when the same way you update your phone, you can update your car, meaning the tech in it.
Yes, software on the fly in it. What they call it, on the fly updates.
They can update. I've got the latest update now on mine where it's got all new screens on the digital dash. You can put new different screen. There's screen savers and all that now. That's like a phone because that's the way the world's going.
Customization.
That's it. And now digital IDs are a part of that. And it's I'm gonna be real with you, hard to get away from. Because at one point, look, even with the passports, I remember having to go down there in Erdington, Slade Road. The Indian man would take a picture.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And you just knew, you could handle it right there. It was £5 to get it done up. Then you'd go post office.
Yeah.
Now they're telling you to do it off your phone.
Shut up. Serious? Actually, no. Try
and real passport now. They're going to say, take the picture on your smartphone.
Yes, no, I had to do it myself last time I renewed mine, and I was like, "Why my phone?" And it was crazy because they're saying my background was wrong. Your background's the incorrect color and all this madness. It took me a while to upload my photograph. It was a long thing still. Convenience.
Check it out though, Noble. If you said, I ain't doing it that way, you couldn't update your passport.
Exactly.
That's how they'll get us with this. Yes. Because now, I remember always having cash, flying to shops, and it was all cash. But since the pandemic, when I'm in London now, it's damn near nowhere except cash. I remember
Mhm.
one time I was sitting down in London one time and I was trying to do an Uber Eats, and not one of the places would accept cash. Not one. Like they were literally, there was no way of buying the food without using your card. And that's
Which
how they're gonna force. That's how they'll force the digital IDs. It would just be like, all right, driving license a change. I believe it's if you're not a British citizen,
Mhm.
I believe you can now have a digital ID already.
Yeah. No, look, that's the beta tests, sibling. That is the beta test. They get a card, which there is a it's a digital ID along with, they've got credits on there, so it's in essence like a top up card, credit card kind of thing. But it's got all their details, and that's where they're getting the £1,000 straight on the something. People just think it's like a debit card thing. Nah, man, it's a digital ID something.
And that's how they get us used to things. Because I'm coming off tech now a second, but I said this around the time. But if you look this week, Shamina Begum, she got turned down from getting her citizenship back, and everyone's online saying, yeah, treason, yeah, she shouldn't get it back, yeah, this, that, and the third. But I really checked it out, and I said to myself, people don't understand that what they're doing is getting you used to the idea that that can happen.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, she's classed as a terrorist. But what happens when they bring it for drug dealers? What happens when it comes in for gang members? What happens when it comes in for tax evasion or whatever it may be? What they're showing you is that today it's terrorists, that what we deem to be a terrorist, because I have
Exactly.
my own opinion on that. Could she have been groomed? I believe, yeah, you were 15. If any man sleeps with a 15-year-old, she was groomed.
Mm-hmm.
So if someone brings a 15-year-old to a war zone, she was groomed because
Yes.
she's not of age to make her own decisions.
Yes, an informed decision, groomed and radicalized, as the term they use.
There
It,
you go.
it's not as cut and dry as an adult. And again, where does the second chance come into things? Now, to a degree, like killing someone, rape, all them kind of things. That, in my opinion, that there's no second chance. There's no second chance. But other things, like what we're talking about, what you just said with Miss Begum, like, nah, she's a British citizen. She got messed up in her head. She's grown into a young woman now, and trustfully doesn't hold those kind of views anymore. What we even talking about? Huh? Is it because she's non quote unquote like white British? Is that why?
It's just two double standards, but the bigger picture is that all these people keep laughing because North Manham Road and stuff, they will bring that in. I'm not asking you, I'm telling you, they will bring it in where your citizenship can be revoked too because you got nabbed selling drugs or you stabbed a man or you done something else, something else mad, whatever it may be. They're getting you used to the idea that that can happen. You can get made stateless. You can have to go back to the country of where your grandparents came from. That can happen. They will roll that out. And I'm telling man, understand this, that yeah, Begum, she was on whatever, went over there, whatever, yeah. But she was groomed. And you gotta think they've stripped her citizenship. So the reason they've gotta stand on that is because that's gonna roll out eventually for other crimes, because the UK you have to understand, people don't seem to understand that the UK is a place that has been dominant for a long time, a very long time on the world stage. They've been from days before when mans were just a twinkle in their father. When your father was a twinkle in his father's eye.
Yes.
This place has ran the world in certain times in civilization.
Mm-hmm.
They're a prideful nation. Just understand that. And at the minute, especially when Tate was running around as well, talking about how it's a shithole in London and you can get your watch robbed and this, that, and the third. And And then you're seeing the rise of these other nations, Dubai and A, B, or C. You're seeing all these other nations that people are moving to. Because I know this Somalian girl who came from like Somalia back in the day to England. She's now doing very well in England, and she's getting married. And once she gets married, she's going to Dubai because they see it as like a safe haven. Like it's safe, the religion's the same, all of that.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people leaving like that. Then you got a lot of things are going on. So the UK is getting a bad rap, and they need a way to clean it up. And I'm not talking about front-facing politics.
Yeah.
I'm talking about behind the scenes politics.
Indeed, yes.
And behind the scenes, someone will be saying somewhere, yo, we got to turn this around.
Yeah.
And they'll be looking at the areas that they deem where the problem is and say, yo, we're going to have to make punishment harsher for that. So just like how Beacom got liquid that, they're just getting you used to that idea that your citizenship can be taken. Now, I ain't worried because I ain't going to be doing nothing.
Of course not.
Whereas a next man, they can lick you with it. They're going to be doing these things, and because the prison thing, it don't work. Let's keep it real. It doesn't work.
Of course not.
And if you look at Germany, it has the lowest rate of reoffenders.
Yes.
The reason for that is because they actually are trying to rehabilitate prisoners.
That's the difference.
Here, that's not the case. When a person goes to prison here, there's certain things you can never do again. It doesn't matter. You'll never be able to. There's man, I know I'm all over the place, but there's man from back in the day who have been locked up that are my dad's age. There's no history of that. There's nothing on paper because the world didn't run like that in them days. Whereas now, it's a digital stamp against your name.
Yes.
But so what happens is a man comes out, you go in prison. Like I said it on the show. I said, you still there, Noble?
Yeah.
Oh, it just made a mad noise. I said it on the show a couple of weeks ago. This guy come up to the studio. Nice guy, you know, really nice guy. He come up to the studio. It's one of Steven's brethren. And he came up to the studio and nice guy. We just got talking, man. And we were in the studio for hours. We were meant to record the show, but we never even ended up recording it because he was just in the studio chatting to us.
Vibing.
And he was telling me that he got caught up in something that he was just there when something went down involving a firearm. And he ended up, you know how the streets go. He had to go and sit down for a bit. And he was telling me that since he's come out, life has just been like he can't do anything.
Events. Yeah.
And he can't do nothing. So it means that he can only do certain jobs. So to make up his income, it's like if he really wants to make up his income, he's gonna have to do.
Yeah.
He's gonna either have to build his own thing, or step back out onto the road. But basically, he just feels like there's no second chance for him. Like he was actually telling us that he's had interviews on the phone where he said like, yo, yeah, I got locked up or whatever. And the man said, yo, why you get locked up for? And as soon as he said it, just put the phone down.
Yeah. Which is,
I remember
can understand
it. Noble just thinking, damn, like you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. So really, unless you've got a strong will, 9 times out of 10, you're going to reoffend again.
Of course, and that's the whole purpose. Yeah.
This is what I'm saying now. They understand that system does not work. So they're going to start making the problem of where your grandparents came from. So you have all these black men here who go on like, say, they're a part of the makeup of this place. You're soon going to realize, like Shamina Begum realized, that you're a guest in this house. Because no white person, where would they send a white person back to? If that was a white girl who got groomed to go Syria, Remember, they said you can go to your grandparents' place.
Yeah.
Here's the white girl going to. Do you understand? So they're making you know subliminally.
Yes.
You are a guest in this house. And me, I don't mind. I'm happy to know I'm a guest. I am. But a next man, he don't believe he's a guest until you get that wake-up call.
Yes.
That wake-up call might not even come from you. You might have a son who goes down the wrong path, a brother who goes down the wrong path. Remember, Shamina Begum has a family who are against what she did.
Yeah.
And they're saying, bring her back, punish her. This is her home.
This is where she was raised.
But she's never stepping foot back in England, because one thing a white English person will not tolerate, and I'm not talking about the lower end of the spectrum. I'm talking the higher ups.
The upper echelons.
The upper echelon. They're against treason. That's one of the things that, you know how much people got beheaded on this very land for treason?
Yeah.
People, 100, 200, you know how much people were swinging for treason?
Yeah. Yeah.
Treason is a serious thing. You know how they did Guy Fawkes?
Listen, Sibling, check your WhatsApp. I was just building on that Guy Fawkes thing yesterday. And how he's treated, you know what I mean, for a treasonous act, which was indeed to, in essence, liberate the people. But for the upper echelons and the powers that, you know, are and should never be, they're like, no, you're taking away our control if you do that. No, man, no, off with his head.
Yeah, man, that's it. So, listen, man, it's been beautiful, Noble, as always.
Definitely.
As always, it's been beautiful. Back again next week, people. So, I mean, we're bringing that raw, man. We're bringing that raw. Noble, beautiful stuff, as per usual.
Likewise, Sibling, man. Likewise, raw and uncut. And trustfully, you know, we're giving you that meat while you're getting a little bit of like genetically modified vegetables from the mainstream. You come over to CFR to Express Truth, and you get the rest of your meal, so you can then, you know, trustfully make some correct decisions and give you some food for thought.
That's it, man. So see you next week, people. We out of here, man.
Peace.